Well, guys, good morning. It's 4 in the morning. Got up Monday morning and come out here. Should have worked on this. Well, there's a lot of things I should have done, but I've been overwhelmed with work. I had a 6.4 power stroke that we did a bunch of work on. Not the one that I videoed. I had another one that I videoed. Anyways, did a bunch of work on it. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's just put it this way: it runs a lot better than it did, and it weighs less. So, anyways, I went down and worked on it most of the day, Sunday, and off and on. For those of you that don't know, Saturday I got back from Wairika. I was working on a dozer in Wairika, and I came back to work on a backhoe. I was going to start pulling the transmission out of it, and I parked out in front of the shop there and let the dogs out of the cab of the truck. They'd been cooped up for the whole ride from Wairika to McDowell, about an hour, and I let them out and wander around. And here comes a Nissan pickup barreling down the road going, there's another potato cellar that the nursery next door owns, and they wash equipment off it, and one of their employees, he was in his personal pickup, and he was sitting there looking at me and gawking at me, but the dogs were on the other side of the fence line, and I'm over by the shop door, and I'm holding my hand out telling him to slow down, and he trouble walked out, and maybe might have been part of my fault, because I probably, if I would have, I'm just, you think about all this stuff and what could I have done different or something, and then anyways, I think Trouble heard me and thought I was calling him, and he ran right out in front of him, and he went between the front two tires under the front axle, and I just watched the whole thing in horror, and I keep replaying it in my mind and watching him bounce around underneath that pickup, and then somehow he wound up under the left rear tire and went right over the center of his rib cage, and I thought, shit, he's dead. And well, to be completely honest with you, it wasn't 100% the guy's fault, but he should be looking ahead where he's going instead of looking at me, and he was looking at me, just gawking at me. They always do when they drive by the shop. They always got to see what I'm doing. Never realized I was that interesting of a fellow, but I don't know, I just got instantly just pissed off really bad, and I didn't let him hardly get out of the pickup. I was gonna get physical with him. That my better judgment took hold, and thought, you know what, I don't need to go to jail, but it's like them running over one of your kids, So I screamed at him a while, and that might have been part of the problem too, because Trouble's really sensitive. He always has been a sensitive pup, and he doesn't like you raising his voice, because he'll go and hide when you raise your voice. I mean, that's just the kind of dog he is. Duke, you can raise your voice all day long, and he'll just sit there and smile at you. But anyway, I think that he thought he was in trouble for what he did, and so he just, by the time I turned around to look, shit, he was gone. He wasn't nowhere to be found. So I worked all day yesterday, but the day before that, all night, after this happened, I looked for him all over the valley. I looked till, I was out there till about 9 o'clock that night, walking potato cellars, walking the train tracks, driving around. I had my buddy Seth Wilson, and he was driving around looking for him, and then my kid that's going to college, he's back home for a little bit, and Blake, he came home. He looked for him till 2 in the morning. He had people calling the cops and stuff on him because they thought he was trespassing. And then as I worked all day yesterday, my wife and my son, they looked all day long yesterday, all over the valley, and we had a report of him. Somebody saw him, I guess, Saturday. She went to the store there on Highway 97 and said that the gal there said that one of the guys said that he saw a black dog on the west side of the highway. They didn't really give me a specific location, and I tried to get a hold of the guy to ask him and couldn't find anything out. But anyways, saw him on the west side of the valley, and the dog was bleeding out his mouth. I said, well, that had to be him. So I called the wife, and I said, I just got the 6.4 Power Stroke running yesterday, and I just kind of for a test drive, I thought, well, that'll be a good test drive. I'll go look for the dog. So I drove that guy's pickup all over the valley for its OBD2 drive cycle looking for the dog, and never could find any trace of him. Drove out in the fields, drove down the strawberry field roads, drove out in the hay fields. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. It's the worst thing in the world. I mean, I know it sounds kind of mean, but I almost rather he would have been crippled up to where I could at least put him down right there on the spot, because I got a pistol in my truck. I could have shot him right there and buried him with the backhoe. You know, instead of him being out there not knowing he might be still alive, and be suffering. That's what really, really bothers me, and I can't sleep about it. And I don't like the damn dog suffering like that. It's just, I don't like that kind of shit. So it really bothers me, and we've posted it on Facebook, and we're trying to get the word out to somebody that sees him. Hopefully, I hope to God that somebody gets him and takes him to a vet, and he's chipped, and the vet calls us and says that he's got him. So, anyways, we'll get on with this clutch job, and I don't know. Sometimes I just think that I'm just tired of, like, I lost Joe, was a really good dog, and Trouble was beginning to become a good dog. It was kind of a rough patch. Me and him had a little rough patch at first. I've had a lot of dogs in my life, and I'm used to dogs chewing up shit, but he was like extra destructive, and I mean, he really tore some shit up, and some expensive stuff. But, man, he chewed like 4 laptop cables up. He chewed the drone up that I got for Christmas. He, chewed the seat up on that 550, chewed the seatbelt off in it. So, yeah, it was a little rough go me and him had there at the beginning. But he was actually kind of coming into his own and starting to be a good dog, and then this shit happens, Makes me not want to get another dog again, I'll tell you what, because you get a good one or something, and you start getting them where you want them, and then you get attached to them, And I mean, like that dog, he slept on my feet on the bed every night. That's where he slept, was right on my feet. And it's like last night we're laying in bed, and I looked at my wife, and I said, I got no dog to sleep on my feet. So, I miss the little feller. That's the problem with having them dogs. You get attached to them, and something happens, and it breaks your heart. But anyway, we'll get on with this project here, and we started on it already. And we got this South Bend clutch we're going to put in John's pickup. We got the center console torn apart here so we can get to his shift tower, and we got the shift tower off. So now we're going to get underneath this thing and start ripping and tearing. I got to go out and get some gloves and some tools. So I removed the urea tank out of it. Pretty simple, just undo the harness. You don't have to. You can get them transfer cases out of it, but it's just easier to do with it out of the way. So much more room. I've done them a bunch of times. It's really, most of the time, if I got it on the lift down in the main shop, I don't pull that urea tank out of the way. But let's just put it this way, he doesn't need this one. Right now I'm pulling the driveline bolts, which can be really fun, because I don't think it's ever been out of there, so they're still have the factory Loctite on them. And it's just, they're just wide enough, or the way these yokes are made on these Dodges, you can't hardly get a gear wrench on them, and you can't hardly get an impact socket on them either. Just seeing that my gear wrench is binding up. You almost gotta do it with a boxing end wrench the whole damn way. Oh, come on. Finally you'll get to a spot where the Loctite isn't on the threads anymore, and it'll kind of come out, but First time they ever come looser. It's tough. Long road. I just got a screwdriver in the yoke there, holding it. What I do on these, I've heard of guys doing it before, and I tried it one time. Oh, I pulled the transmission and transfer case all as one assembly. Piss on that. I'll never do it again. It's just like the guy on the JCB video, the 54170 Agra. Oh, you can pull that. You can pull. Well, that one was a little bit backwards from what I'm talking about here. But on that 54170 Agra, oh, you can pull that transmission without pulling the engine. I tried that too, and I'll never do that again. I'll pull the engine and the transmission on that thing as one assembly. It was so much harder to get to, and just what a pain in the ass it was. I thought some of these guys to avoid, they'll spend longer trying to go around something than it would have just been to take some bitch out and then have so much more room to work with, you know. I don't understand some guys' lines of thinking. They don't want to remove like something, so they spend 3 more hours longer than it would have taken just to remove the whole damn thing and to get it out of the way, and they get all cramped up and have to stand on their head, and fuck that. I'm not doing that shit anymore. These bastards are tight. They break them loose too. Get you a pretty long 16mm end wrench. Trying to get some videos out last week, and this week ain't gonna be any different, and I'm just gonna have to, I gotta get some videos out. Get the camera straightened out, and I know somebody will whine about it being on my hat, but tough shit. I'm sorry. I don't have time to set up the bipod and make sure every angle's perfect. Okay, I'm looking for my bar, my flashlight. We'll pop this linkage out here for the transfer case. And we're gonna unplug the shift range sensor up here. That's not wanting to unplug. A lot of these ranch pickups, they can be a bear. The dirt gets up in here in these plugins, and I just kind of have to work with them and get them out. Try not to break them. And the vent line, pull the vent line off. I gotta go get a pair of pliers and pull that loose, and then we'll pull the transfer case mount right here. We'll just go ahead and do that right now so you can get to the bottom bolt. Or the transmission mount, not the transfer case mount. Now you can get to this bolt right here. These two, I mean, right here, it's just easier to get to with that off of there. You don't have to reach clear around and get in there. Okay, I gotta go get a wrench for the transfer case bolts and pull the vent line off for a pair of pliers. Well guys, I got a I got the transfer case out of it on the floor. I got everything on the transmission hook. The shift tower's off in the cab. I just gotta get a jack under it, but I got a problem. I need to swap jacks. I need my bigger jack for that transmission and that backhoe, and I got the bigger jack in the back of the pickup, and I don't want to tie it up with this because I want to get that transmission out today. And I'll bring the red jack home with me tonight, the smaller one, and stick it under this transmission and pull it out and change the clutch tonight or early tomorrow morning. And we should get this thing wrapped up pretty quick. So anyways, I'm gonna go to a feedlot now and work on an old C5500 feed truck that won't run right, and then probably record pulling that transmission out of that backhoe or something. We'll figure something out. We'll make some videos here somehow. Bye. I did a number on my phone today. Okay, what do I want to do first? I drug it clear out of here because I didn't like the way it was situated on the jack, so I'm gonna have to drag it back there and lift it up with the crane and put it back on the jack and get some tie downs and put it on there. It's better to get it situated right when you're going back in so you don't drop the bastard. Tear the transmission up. Oh shit, on this. Damn, don't throw up, Marion. Okay. We'll save that clutch fork though. Give that back to him. Okay. What are they saying here? Remove the washer from the behind the clutch fork pivot ball for clearance reasons. Okay. There's a washer behind the clutch. Pizza just showed up. I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Oh, it does. Yeah, it does matter. It is directional. Bastard, yeah. Oh, going gutter upside down. We'll see if I can find this washer they're talking about. Here's our new throwout bearing. Actually, going in like that on that one. Okay. We get our ducks in a row. That ain't right. Hell no, that ain't right. I thought something. Yeah, this is the way it goes. Okay, see if I can find this washer. Where's this washer design? Ball. Oh. So we need to unscrew that, I guess, huh? There's a washer. Yeah, there's a washer, I think. Right there. Okay, well, we'll do what they say. Let's get the clutch out of it. I'm gonna get the flywheel out. Oh! Huh. I think them bastards are 3/8, you know what? I think I'll go back out to the toolbox and get a 3/8. And it sounds like it's pouring rain again. Shit. Of course. There's the old 550. You need some help. Let's get maybe a 6-point socket would be nice. Yeah. Use them, keep the rain out of my boxes. Man. this weather. I say a couple days of this, and then supposed to be 80 degrees, so. You know how weathermen are, they ain't accountable for anything they say. Yeah, it's 3/8. I thought that 10mm felt a little loose. It's got the same piece of shit dual mass flywheel, and look at this. Them dual mass flywheels, they're such a piece of shit, those things are. Now, to get the flywheel out of this dual mass flywheel on these 6.7s, you got to pull the inspection plate back here and then rotate it around, and you got to pull the bolts out from the backside like a damn torque converter. You know, it's like, what a piece of shit. Why'd they do that, you know? So once you get that out, there's another piece back here behind the flywheel that you'll unbolt like a regular, that's bolted to the crankshaft. And then you can bolt the other one in there. Let's drag this clutch out of there. See what it looks like. Yeah, looks like it's a little bit heat glazed. What's it look like? It just won't hold it. You know, he's got the power programmer, and he's not a dummy. He don't sit there and stand on it till the clutch material's gone. There's still clutch material on there. But what it does, if it slips too much, you can see the heat marks on the pressure plate here. It'll heat glaze these, and then it just, after a while, this is organic material too, see? This is ceramic clutch. These have pads on them. This is a dual disc clutch. It looks like a dual disc clutch to me. But once that organic material gets heat glazed, it just becomes slick. And it won't ever grab, hardly. It won't hold any power anyway. So we gotta follow the directions here, and we gotta pull this ball here out for the pivot ball. There's, apparently they're saying there's a washer behind that. Okay. And then we gotta pull the flywheel out, because that clutch kit has a flywheel on it. And I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight. It's 7 o'clock, and I came out here at 5 in the morning. And then I went to Langell Valley and worked on a feed truck that had an old Chevy small block in it. Took off from there. Langell Valley is a good hour and a half away, and I drove all the way back to McDowell. And then I worked on a 7330 Premium. I pulled a radiator out that was leaking. And then I started tearing the backhoe apart, the transmission in it. I think that's what I did. And then I came back here. So anyway, there's two 10mm bolts. On the next video, I'll show you pulling this out. But I think I'm done for the day. I'm gonna get up real early in the morning and we'll come back out here and see if we can get some stuff together on this thing. Okay, I got it out of there. Now, you take this plate piece of shit off here. Okay. I'm guessing that those bolts are going to be going. I don't know, we'll see. The other clutch kit came with... Sure, boy, the other one should come with thicker bolts, I would think, than that. Longer bolts, you know. I think it did. Oh! One of these days, I can get a lift here at the house, too. Keep doing these damn pickups. Look at this pile of shit here. Oh yeah, that's the bolts right there. Oh, that son of a bitch, see, the bolts go through that hole and bolt into the back of the flywheel. What a son of a bitch, man. Just, you know, you take the chance. If you got your legs in the way and you're pulling that last one out, you know, because you're hanging out there with an impact on the front side of the bell housing, be careful. Don't let that son of a bitch come loose and flywheel fall down there and hit you in the goddamn legs. What a piece of shit. Terrible design. Okay. Let's read the directions on the South Bend clutch here. Fitting instructions. Get it right the first time. It's vital to diagnose the cause of the clutch malfunctions. Well, it's because we know what was wrong. It's a stock clutch and it's got a power programmer and it ain't gonna hold. Once you decide to place the clutch, you need to be certain that the parts that have been supplied to you are indeed the right ones. Okay, if the flywheel is not replaced or resurfaced as shown, it's got a new flywheel. Okay, so I got to take these Allens loose they got in here and take all this. I got to take the clutch apart. Let me see, I've got sons of bitches texting me about broke down shit, I think, already. I just got a feeling it's... Yeah, I don't have time to work on it right now, dude. Golly, there's only so many fucking things I can do at one time, so just... Golly. So let's get some Allens and take these Allens loose out of this pressure plate. If it's a South Bend, I think South Bend, they would have put some SAE pressure plate or clutch, you know. Damn it. Scatterbrain, got a million damn things going on right now. I can't keep track of them. Oh. Man, looks about like that size right there. Yep. Climb back back under here and get my impact. Get my ass down there and get the transmission out of that backhoe. Nice thing about these flatbeds, pressure plate side, PP, okay, PP. And this is a dual disc clutch, so we're gonna have an intermediate plate. It's like a truck. This should be flywheel side. And here is our flywheel. Okay. Okay, so all right. 2005 and a half to 2012 Dodge Cummins diesel G56 dual mass flywheel removal. This is a 13, but yeah, there's that piece of shit flex plate thing we unbolted. Okay, Dodge clutch fork. Please note that the clutch fork on this vehicle can be installed in the reverse position. When installed incorrectly, the result will be in a growling noise coming from the bell housing because that'll be rubbing on there. We'll read that when we get to that part. Flywheel resurfacing, we're not doing that. Clutch shaft installation to be 4500. I don't really see important info for SDD clutches, South bend dual disc clutches. South bend dual disc clutches for Dodges and Ford diesel pickup trucks. This notice is an attempt on our part to respond to some complaints we have had about our products. Our goal is to try to help our customers gain a better understanding. When the gas engine runs, it's a smooth, uninterrupted rotation. When a diesel engine runs, the opposite is true. A diesel has a pulsation, which is caused by small, quick spikes in torque, 48 times per revolution, depending on how many cylinders the engine has. This causes a vibration, most apparent at idle speeds. Yeah. On the what was they? They're gonna growl when you're at low RPMs. I mean, that's what they do. Okay, they growl a little bit at an idle. You know that when you lug one down there and you're in a low, or you're in a higher gear, you know. But some bitch will sit there and growl on you. Okay, let's make sure that these are the correct bolts. And they're gonna get Loctited too. I like to Loctite my flywheel bolts. And the rear seal is not leaking a drop on this one, so that's a good thing. Okay, those. Let's thread right in there. Alright. Same thread and everything, so that's a good deal. And they've changed the head size on us though. Okay, let's get in here and put the clutch in this bastard. Let's get some Loctite and Loctite all the bolts. Where's my blue Loctite at? I probably left it in the goal. Being scattered around like this. I've got a right universal wobble 1/2 inch drive, and I've had that thing for probably a good 10 years, and I can't find that sumbitch anywhere. Pisses me off. My buddy from Staub's just called me this morning, and as I was on the phone with him, he goes, "Fuck, I gotta go, man." I said, "What?" He goes, "I guess," he's a mechanic for them. Big fuel hauling outfit. He goes, "I guess we got a goddamn fuel spill here in Klamath somewhere. I gotta go." I was like, "Oh fuck, man, really?" That sucks. He said their insurance premiums and shit for that outfit now, they've had so many accidents, trucks fucking wrecking and burning up, stuff like that, that their insurance is as high as Swift's now. Holy shit. That was no fun, dude. Well, Loctite the rest of these bolts. Let's get the correct socket and take it in there with it. I gotta get a hold of them guys out that spray rig and see if we can figure out what we're gonna do there. Okay. I knew this was gonna happen too. This winter and this screwed up spring we've had and the screwed up weather has been so, you know, has delayed everything so long that as soon as we get a little wetter, I knew it was just going to go absolutely crazy because our growing season is short. So when it finally does clear up, people are going to be just like going crazy trying to get stuff done. So I knew this was going to happen. I can't work enough hours right now to keep up. So things like this, I just decided that I'm just gonna do it and get the damn thing done. And that one's not acting like it's starting correctly. God dang it, I didn't bring the impact under here with me. God dang moron. Yeah, it's still back here on the... Daisy, it's okay, quit barking. Oh. Let me guess, my impact socket's gonna be too... Why, of course. It's gonna be too thick to go in the recesses they got in the flywheel. I'm gonna go get a chrome socket now. Piece of shit. Do I have a chrome 19 millimeter? There's a chrome 19 millimeter right there. Oh, Okay. Okay. Alright. I mean, you should probably torque these, but I'm gonna do what I've done on truck flywheels and everything for years. I'm gonna take the impact and piss at them and go on. I met this guy off YouTube. He's a pretty good dude. Fucking horn blowing fuckers, I tell you. Driving me fucking crazy. You can't blame the engineers or the conductors or whatever, whoever blows the fucking horn. I've learned more about the railroad business talking to some guys that, you know, that work for them, and I guess, man, they watch those guys like hawks. The railroad does. Okay, got that done. Let's put the pilot bearing in. That looks good. Let's go get the clutch and get in her now. Yeah, that's the problem. But these diesel pickups are putting out so much torque and horsepower now that's why you don't see manual transmissions in them anymore, because they won't hold them. Too much power. You need a twin countershaft transmission to take the torque load on. A single countershaft won't handle it. That's why everything's got automatics in them, which some things are pieces of shit, I think, but I don't care for the automatics and pickups. Nothing but problems all the time. Okay. You know, get my damn knee pads. I think I'm gonna go get them, put them on. Get in a big old hurry there. Okay. Well, I got all the red lines matched up on the pressure plate and the flywheel and the intermediate plate and all that shit. So. The old hat mount there to stay square on my head. Alright. Now we got to put the transmission back in. That's not the fun part. There's things that you can do that are a lot funner. I got to drag it out there and turn the truck around and crane it on the jack and get it tied on the jack or where it'll stay on the jack. Alright, there should be one more right here. Alright. I might torque these, I don't know. I don't want to break one. Huh. Can't get on that one. Right? I don't know. I don't think I need to torque them because they're bottomed out. You know, on there. I've broken before. These new impacts will break shit, that's for damn sure. I can't get on that one. Right, yeah, seeing it's loose, I gotta turn it around or something here. We can, wish I could get like a wobble extension and get on there. Ugh. Let's grab this one here. Try it. Give it a little bit of play, maybe. All right. Now, I can't get the damn spine tool out of there. I have to loosen them all back up. I don't know. Get a pair of pliers, pull the spine tool out of it. Then I'll have to eyeball it, see if it's still lined up. Always in the fucking way when you open the drawer. You're pulling them chrome caps off the lug nuts. Transmission looks like it's been leaking. We better make sure it's got oil in it when we put her back in there. Alright. Alright. Good to go. Well, let's put the inspection plate back on it. If I can find it. So I'll just throw it back on there. What the hell did I do with it? Those are the bolts that go in. No, let's see. Those were the old clutch. What the hell did I do with that? There it is. Top hole's kind of slotted. Okay. That's all done. Okay. Now we gotta get this situated here. Pivot ball. Remove behind the clutch fork pivot for clearance reasons. So let's get, let's see here. That looks like a 3/4, doesn't it? I think I got all my ratchets in there. Let's see here. Where's that 19mm I just had? Okay, what did I do? I got tools scattered everywhere. Okay. Yep, there's a washer behind it. Okay, so take that washer off. Remove the washer, okay. And put this back on there. Is it gonna go or not? Bottom out in the threads. Using my dad. Okay. I think we're there. It's not gonna back off on us or some goofy shit, is it? Okay. There we go. Let's just read the directions and make sure we've got all that stuff straight in our head here. And then we'll fire the truck up, and I want to check the oil on it. Turn it around, drag it out there and crane it back on. I'll have to drag it back here. I spilled oil here when I was pouring oil on it the other day. She's up to the full line. That's good news. That is very good news. Truck is my lifeline. Got to take care of it. Okay guys, I gotta make all my morning phone calls. Oh, it's in gear already, so yeah, it's in gear. Oh guys, here's that 2013. I completely forgot to record the test drive, but everything's fine on it. It shifts good. Put the new master cylinder, slave cylinder assembly in there. Everything turns out good. It's a really good kit though. But hopefully you get something out of that video. All right, talk to you later.